How are those New Year's resolutions coming along? I'm Chris, and I'm here to talk to you about your New Year's resolutions, whether or not that's here in 2026 or any year, or a resolution or goal setting in general. But I thought, now that we're in towards the end of January of 2026, I wanted to catch up with all of you and see how you're doing with your goals and talk to you about how to actually reach them. Are you tired of not reaching your goals? So we got to get a couple rules here, okay, for goal setting. So I would highly recommend you might want to take some notes, but what's cool about videos, you can watch it again. However, if you're like me, I find myself saying I'm going to watch a video again, and I don't. So one of the biggest things that we want to do, two rules, okay? A goal, whether or not it's a big resolution or a small goal, has to be specific, meaning that it can't be a great goal would be with guitar. I want to be a better guitar player. While that's a great idea for a goal, it's not specific, because what does better mean? How can you measure it? And that's the second rule for a goal, is it has to be measurable. So we have to have two things, however you do the two, one, two, karate chop it. Karate chop your goals. That could be the title for this. Anyway, two things, okay? It has to be specific. A goal has to be specific, and it has to be measurable, okay? And that measurable part helps you in the specificity. So that's it. So let's talk about what that would be as far as guitar is concerned, flamenco or otherwise, or music in general. But so maybe you have a specific piece. That would be specific. Instead of saying I'm going to be a better guitar player, you go, I want to learn this specific piece. That's what's really nice about the learning music kind of paradigm as opposed to just learning exercises and concepts. It's harder to measure those. They can pay off, but it's nice to have an actual piece to go, I can play this piece. It's specific. It's a measurable, specific goal, okay? And then we get to, the quality of that. So that would be one thing, is to learn a specific thing or learn a specific concept. But when we say a concept, our understanding of a concept changes through time, meaning you want to learn the major scale. That's a goal of yours, to learn the major scale, which is a great goal, okay? But then you go, okay, well, I learned the major scale, but there's a zillion ways to play the major scale. Do I understand the intervals to the major scale? Do I understand the harmony to the major scale? Can I harmonize the major scale? All these different things. So let's be specific. Is it the physicality of the major scale? Is it one particular version of the major scale that you want to learn? Am I going for me talking to you right now, am I going too far? You're like, dude, I just want to learn the major scale. But that's the problem. If you say that, when you come to a teacher, we go, then I can show you a major scale, but then how do you want to do it? So it's like, okay, I'm going to go into this. I wasn't planning to talk about this at all, but here's a major scale. Here's a major scale. Here's a major scale. All right. So those are all different physical variations of the major scale, and one had a different octave. And so all kinds of concepts open up. So why are we learning the major scale? So that's the question, is being as specific as possible with your goals, so that way you can know, I learned that, I attained that goal, and then you can move on, set another goal, okay? And I kind of opened up a can of worms there as far as going, the problem is once you understand one part of it, you start understanding that there's more to it, and then you can kind of reach further. So set a goal. Then as you learn more about it, go, okay, either that kind of turns you off and go, I don't want to learn more about that, Or you go, oh, I want to get to the next level, or the next idea, that next concept that all of a sudden I've been gotten awakened to. Okay, so specificity and measurable. Okay, one of the big things, and for those of you who are not new to my channel, I'm huge on the metronome. Metronome. And that is one of the beautiful things about the metronome, is it actually has a number on there and you can measure it. So that's great. You can say, okay, I can play this scale, this C major scale, at whatever, 90 beats per minute, eighth notes. And I wanted to get it to 120 beats per minute, eighth notes. That's a great goal. There's always faster, there's more goals after that, but we got to get somewhere, okay? Now, let's say that that's your goal, okay? Taking one specific scale and getting it to a specific beats per minute goal. You might want to then outline certain steps and outline a specific practice program and a certain amount of time that you're going to do that in, okay? Recognize that because you've never met that goal, that you can't know exactly, but you can create a plan saying you're at 90 and you want to get to 120. 90 beats per minute and you want to get to 120. And let's say, okay, well, let's go. I'm going to, because I don't know, I'm going to say I'm going to do 10 beats per minute per week. I want to increase 10 beats per minute per week. And so if I practice 5 days a week, which then you would go 2 beats per minute, a little bit more every day, okay? Or every day of those 5 days, okay? And then that would take 3 weeks to get the 30 beats per minute. So after the first week, you might want to adjust. You might go, oh my gosh, I made it there in 1 week. That would be amazing. I didn't need 3 weeks. Or you go, oh, by the end of this week, I might need a little bit more time, okay? But that starts then actually making it really attainable to you because you can see it, okay? So with the specificity of the goal, then the measurability of the goal, and then having that plan, that's that third element, okay? That is important. That third element of the plan, and then your work. You got to put in the work. You got to work the plan to make it work, right? So that's it. Hopefully this will help you figure out how to make goals if you have never had this lesson as to how to make goals. It will also hopefully help you to realize, oh, well, that might be why this last goal, or a goal that I really wanted, I didn't get there. And now you can kind of rework it and go, this is going to help me get there. And then now you have a formula for your future success on guitar or in anything in life, okay? But I think that's the biggest challenge, is we tend to make our goals like nebulous. We have this idea of a goal, but we don't have that specific, measurable goal, and then we neglect to make a plan that is doable within our given time, and that we're realistic with, and going, okay, I really foresee this. And then so I'm adding some things, but the two big ones are specificity and measurable. But then we got to work the plan, and then we also have to be able to be adaptable and check in with ourselves, and be really realistic, and not really realistic, but really dedicated and intentful about meeting that goal, and understanding that the plan might change, it might alter. You might have to go, oh, I had to take a week off, so that's it, but I'm going to stick to this. I set this goal. So my recommendation to you would be to make a small goal. You get that done, and then you go, okay, I'm going to get another bigger goal. And remember, sometimes the really big goals require lots of tiny little goals. Even that 90 to 120 beats per minute example I gave, we set it up into 3 weekly goals, okay? 10 beats per minute, okay? And that wasn't a big goal. That's just 30 beats per minute, but it's not a huge piece. So then we can talk about, that would be one of the things as a coach that I would help you if you want to learn a piece, that I'd go, okay, we're going to break it up into this way. This would be a recommended way to do it. How do you do this? How are we going to approach this so that way you can finish this piece and we're going to work the plan, okay? So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions on goal setting, let me know. I really enjoy this stuff, and I hope that this helped you. And thanks so much for tuning in. I so appreciate you. You are awesome. And one of my goals this year is to be more in touch with you guys. And so hopefully we will do that, okay? All right. Let's make a plan. Take care. Have a great day and get to guitar playing. Ole. Ciao.